Shalom, Baltimore. We Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding GEN.YAHANNA. We're here to teach the truth about the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that we are Israelites according to the Bible, and that we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group out here. We are here to only teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And what we are going to go into tonight is into the Lashawan Qadash, which is the holy tongue in the Hebrew. One rule of the Lashawan Qadash, or the holy tongue, is there are no J's, E's, O's, U's, or V's in the Hebrew. The holy tongue is not bastardized. There is no such thing as the Hebrew Hebrew. There is no such thing as Yiddish. Only holy tongue. The same tongue that Adam has spoke is the same tongue that we speak today. So, what I want you to do is recite the alphabet.
Abba, Gadaha, Wazaka, Tayaka, Lamanasa, Pa, Tazakwa, Rasha, Da.
Exactly. Abagada, Hawazaka, Tayakala, Manasa'a, Pa, Tazakwa, Rasha, Da. So, what's the difference in the ka and the ka?
The CHA ka is like a ka, like a, you talking about in the pronunciation or?
Yeah, in the pronunciation.
It sounds like I pronounced it a little rougher, like.
Yeah, it's a guttural sound. It's a hard ka, guttural, which is the CHAA. The KH is a ka or a light sound.
Oh, okay.
So that's the difference in it. Like how you say, if you would say Barak, you don't hear that hard CHAA in it. You hear the KA, Barak, which means blessed. Then you got Kam, which is the CHAA, the hard CHAA, the guttural sound. Kam, which means hot.
So ka, that ka is hot. Okay.
All right, so what we get ready to do, so what I want to do is go into the greeting. You know the greeting, right?
Should the greeting?
The greeting for the brothers and sisters.
Oh, come on.
All right, go ahead.
Yahweh should have a shot rock a thumb or rock a thigh. How many people are there?
Yeah, what makes the four?
Mix up plural is having when you're speaking to one or more people, and that's rock a thumb.
How would you look on the paper and make it plural?
How would I make it plural?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. So.
Like if you say Barak a thumb which means you. A thumb which means more than one of you, and a thigh which means you. So if I was going to make it plural, which means more than one brother, how would it be plural?
Put on the woman there.
Yeah.
So I will put the thigh, I will put more than one thigh.
What you would do is make it, instead of a thigh, make it a thumb, which is masculine plural.
Uh-huh.
So when you say Barak a thumb, it's not only am I blessing this brother, but this brother and this brother, making it plural, which means I'm blessing many.
But if I was writing that, where you got the thigh, how would I write it? So like if someone's reading it, they would be able to distinguish whether I'm saying thigh or thumb.
When you write a thigh is talking about just you. You would leave it just a thigh. AHTHA, a thigh. But if it was plural, you would drop the other AH and make it AM, which is a thumb.
Okay, got it.
So how would you spell the Most High name if you was to look on the paper? Sound it out first, then find the letters.
Right.
You can use the paper because the only board that I got here is this small board. Matter of fact, that's what I did. Give me a paper towel or something. Oh, I got some. There you go. Use the letters on the paper to write the Most High name. Yah, How, Wah. And notice when I say the Most High name, according to Deuteronomy 6:3, and Deuteronomy 6:4, and Exodus 15:3, I did not say Yahweh. I did not say Yehuda or Yahweh, because that's bastardized. Most High say he will turn his people unto a pure language. That's Zephaniah 3:9. So if a language is pure, that means there's nothing added, nothing taken away. The only vowels that we have in the Lashawan Qadash is the long A sound and the short I. Almost, not quite. Yah, Ha, Wah. Not quite. Yeah, listen carefully. Yah, Ha, Wah. It's 4 letters. 4 letters. Exactly. Excellent. Now the scriptures say Yahweh name is in the Most High name. That's why we say Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Do you think you can write Yahweh name, aka Jesus Christ? Because the letters that we are right now is going to lead you into the reading. Because once you recognize the letters, you can go into spelling different words and understanding what we say through the high holy days, through the prayers, through the curses, through everything that we do. All of that is done with holy tongue. Almost. Yeah, 1 too many letters. Wait a minute. Yeah, you still got a letter wrong. But sometimes when you read in the Hebrew, you'll see the name Joshua, and it will say Yahushua, showing you that was a popular name. You don't get until the New Testament or in like Genesis the 49th chapter when it talks about Shiloh, it says Yahushua. And that's not talking about Joshua, it's actually talking about Jesus Christ. That sounds like all the time.
That's the ancient. So like I said.
Exactly. What, and SHALAM.
This is a go together like that. If it was in the ancient, we would have the connector.
But you gotta watch out for that because in the Assyrian,
Right.
there's no connector.
Connected, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. If he was writing in the ancient, it would have the connector at the end, but it's not in the ancient, it's in the Syrian.
Somebody else want to give it a try using the sheet? Yeah, using the sheet. Erase what's on it and use the sheet. Right back.
Living trying to make it, man. Just trying to come get this dollar.
Right, the most high, Yahweh Shai, the Hebrew. Yahweh. Like our credo says, Shema Yasha'Allah, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad, showing you the most high name. There's a lot of things in the Old Testament. When you're able to read the Hebrew, you'll understand the scriptures better. Just like I was telling these brothers about Jeremiah 14:2, which they already know, you will find the words in there to let you know that the Jews are black. And see, that's the scripture that these fake Jews do not want to go to. Because they tell you that the Jews is black unto the ground or black unto the earth. So what we are doing is using the sheet to write the Most High name and write his son name, Yahweh Shai name, aka Jesus Christ. Almost. Missing one letter.
Both.
Oh, I know.
You trying to convince me?
You can't skip by you actually getting this down. You can just go ahead and read. That's why it's important to know your alphabet and study your alphabet.
Okay.
Trust me, I learned the hard way. They did not let me skip by. They was like, what is this letter? You like, sir, I look on the paper. I look on the paper. What is this letter? I don't know. You can't get away with that. But it's good. We all here to learn.
A brother online asked, how can he get a copy of the Hebrew language sheet, the chart, Hebrew chart?
you will have to go to ISUPK.com, and it has the,
The brother that asked, how did he get that?
Email ISUPK@hotmail.com. That's how you do it.
you email ISUPK@hotmail.com, and you can get a copy of the alphabet sheet. You got A, Wa, Ha, and Ya.
It's another way. It's another way you can get it.
I was just thinking,
Take your time. Take your time. Everybody gonna get a chance to write it. Because how I got the alphabet down is with me. And this was my method. I associated it with characters that I see or things that I see in everyday life, and things like it almost being a rap. Like the Hebrew alphabet. Abagada, Hawazaka, Tayakala, Manasa I, Pa, Taza, Parashata. And it's almost like a rap, and you're saying repeatedly until you get it, and your ears can recognize the sound. And once you recognize the letters on the paper, once you hear that sound, you know, okay, this is a I, this is a Ba, this is a Ga. Yeah.
Put your phone out. Put your phone on.
Sorry.
Keep talking. Keep
Go
going.
ahead.
Why is it important to learn the
Keep
survey?
going. Not teach them that.
Go ahead. What's your question?
Why is it important to learn the survey?
It's important to learn the Assyrian and the ancient at the same time, because like this is the most popular form of Hebrew today, which is the Assyrian. But if you know the ancient Hebrew, you can translate it from the Assyrian into the ancient. It's like when we write our name on our stuff, like we did in the ancient times, we will write in the ancient, which is the block, which is the block. But today we write it in the Assyrian, and that's what mainly we use today. Go ahead.
So why is it the difference between the Assyrian and the ancient as far as like, why was the Assyrian necessary?
Because when we was under that captivity, we was using a lot of their style of writing, but it was still our language. See, our people have been under captivity under every nation on the planet. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Greeks, the Romans, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, you name it. But one thing that we kept is our language, which is Hebrew, stemming from Adam to Shem, from Shem to Eber, which his name alone mean Ibar or Ibaria, which is Hebrew, coming down to Abraham, to Isaac, unto our forefather Jacob. And we keep that same language and tradition today. Hebrew does not mean to cross over. Hebrew means language from the past. Because if you read in the Bible about them building the Tower of Babel before the Lord scattered the languages, the only language that he kept pure was out of our forefather, which is Hebrew.
Like,
Mhm.
all right, we just doing Yahweh, not Yahweh shot.
Yeah, we just doing your house for now.
All right, so
You can find his name in Deuteronomy 6:4 and Exodus 15:3. In the English, where you will see God, in the Hebrew, it would be Yahweh. One of the first things that he told to Moses was, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord." Here you will see either power or God, you will actually see Yahweh. Deuteronomy 6:4, or even Exodus 15:3, because Exodus 15:3 says the Lord is a man of war, showing you in that scripture there's no mother nature, there's no feminine type or no feminine spirit to the Most High. The Most High is rough and gruff. The Most High is a man. So he has a masculine spirit, never a feminine spirit. I'll get it for you. Deuteronomy 6:4. It says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord." Now, where you will see Lord, and where you will see God, you will see in the Hebrew where it will say Yahweh. So that's by me knowing it off the top of my head. Shema is here. O Israel is Yashala, the Lord Yahweh, Eloheinu, our power, which there in the English have our God, is one Lord, which is Yahweh Akkad. So it goes, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord." In the Hebrew, Shema Yasha'ala Eloheinu Yahweh Akkad. Matter of fact, I have a Hebrew to English Tanakh right here that has that in it.
And that's the evident Hebrew.
Exactly. You mean the phrase I just said?
Yeah, the name of the book.
It's the JPS Hebrew to English Tanakh. Now the English in it isn't correct, but the Hebrew is. That's how we know what scripture is what.
So that's those two. What is that? Oh, both of them.
So you got that down, the Most High name yet?
I think I had it backwards.
Want to see? Exactly. It's Yah, Ha, Wa, and Ha. 4 letters. And that goes back into the tetragrammaton, which means 4 grammar, which is Yah, Ha, Wa, and Ha. So this is the thing about it. When you see like the name Jehovah in there, it's not supposed to be there because the J didn't come to the 1700s. So there are no J's, this is a rule in the Lashawan Qadash. There are no J's, no E's, no O's, no U's, or V's. The so-called white man who calls himself a Jew, he added that in order to take the language away from us and discontinue our heritage, which is Jeremiah 17:9. Discontinue us from our heritage and try to say that they were the Jews. You have to think about that. How is they going to be the Jews when Jeremiah 14:2 say that the Jews are black? And then Deuteronomy 28:64-68, mainly the whole chapter of Deuteronomy, says that these are the curses that we are going to suffer because we disobeyed the Most High. And the only way that you can disobey the Most High, which is breaking his law, statutes, commandments, is that you was giving them in the first place. So by breaking the Most High laws, like a father punishing his child, we went into slavery and were sold into these different captivities, being under the authority of these other nations. And not only that, the scriptures rat them fake Jews out in the first place.
It does.
And especially when you read like Jeremiah 14:2, it busts them. Because it's the key words in there that makes them out of a liar every time that they can't stand. Matter of fact, get Jeremiah 14:2 in your Bible.
Right.
Somebody read.
Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourning.
Judah what?
Mourning.
Judah mourner. Judah is the so-called Negro or the so-called African American here that served slavery in America. Go on.
And the gates thereof languish.
My fault. It says Judah mourner. Judah is a so-called Negro here in America mourning. What are we mourning about? Or to use the word cry? We're crying for better housing, better living conditions, more money, better everything, better way of life. Somebody to treat us better. Somebody to save us from the harm, hurt, and these conditions on the earth that are plaguing us right now. So the black man is crying right now for better everything. So-called white man don't have to want and have a need for anything, because why? They have their pride in their name. Goldstein, Silverstein, Goldberg, all those kind of different steens in their name, showing their pride and their hate towards the Most High. So if it's saying that Judah mourning, which is the so-called black man mourning, all those so-called wannabe fake white Jews, rich Jews are crying, they're not. They don't have a need and a want for everything because they got everything. They running the earth. Go ahead.
And the gates thereof languish.
And the gates thereof languish. The gates are talking about our leadership. Somebody who's supposed to have our back, somebody who's supposed to protect us. Like you have a gate for a house, that gate's supposed to keep out anything unwanted. The so-called white man, his rabbis and whatnot, his community get together and protect their own. With us, we don't do that so much. Anything come in, our black pastors and preachers, which are the weakest link in the gate of our people, they let anybody come in, our people can get shot, and that's all they come is for, an opportunity for money and to get their picture taken. And yet, none of the problems with murder in Baltimore City or any city that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians live in is solved as of yet. They want to vote somebody new in to replace Trump. But what is that going to do? According to Deuteronomy 17:15, that if the Most High tell you not to vote, thou shalt not vote a king, or put a king over thee that is not of thy people. Electing another official over us is not going to help our problems. What is going to help our problems is going back to these law, statutes, commandments, and knowing what this Bible say, and knowing how to not have the Most High harsh judgment on us by doing what's contained in the Bible. This is our constitution. This is our way of life. The so-called white man can't follow it. That's why it seemed like a strange thing when he tried to go into the Bible and lie. Go ahead.
They are black unto the ground.
They are what?
Black unto the ground.
What color is the Jews?
Black unto the ground.
Now, what you will see in the Hebrew is certain key words, because I'm going to read what he's reading in Jeremiah 14:2 in Hebrew. Abalad, Yahawadah, Washa'arya, Amalawa, Kodarwa, La Aratazah, Watazar Ka, Yerushalayim Alatha. And the word that you will look for there is dark or black, which is Kadarwa.
Or no, you gotta get them to,
Oh, come on, kind of slack.
you gotta get them to read, you gotta make them look at the words and pronounce the words, that's how they gonna learn.
Come
Gotta read them more unless you talking about.
on. Go ahead.
Like you just read Judah, but it's really Yahweh.
Exactly.
So like how would you just like pick that up? Like say, you know, just learn it, like you know, you be looking for Judah or something like that. Like how would you just know Yahweh down, like to put that, to look for that?
Because the tribe of Judah name, the Most High name is in the tribe of Judah name. Yahweh means God thank you, or Yahweh. So because every tribe name have a certain meaning to it. So if Judah means God thanks, you will have Yahweh name in your tribe name if you're a Jew. So it's Yahweh thanks, Yahweh.
Gotcha.
So anybody else is trying to write the name of the Most High? So that's how you know that the Jews are black according to Jeremiah 14:2. Matter of fact, they mean Song of Solomon 1 and 5. The son of David, which is Solomon, is a black man. Those so-called white Jews would never tell you that.
Like, what is that? In Psalms.
Song of Solomon 1 and 5.
You want to know?
Uh-huh.
The Song of Solomon 1 and 5. I am black.
What did Solomon say?
I am black.
Solomon said, I am black. Read it backwards.
Black am I.
So Solomon is telling you what color he is. He is not saying, oh, I'm a white boy. He is not one of those fake so-called Jews. Solomon is a Judite under David, which is his father. Solomon said, I am what?
I am black.
So Solomon's saying, I am black. He's not talking about a condition that he in. He's not talking about what he's going through. He rapping to his sister saying, check me out. How you would rap to a sister? Look, I'm black. You know what?
But comely.
But come, hey baby, I'm black and beautiful. Check this out. So that's showing you that Solomon was a black man. That Solomon was not some so-called white man. Solomon said, I'm black but comely. That sounds like a brother rapping to a sister, don't it?
Yeah.
Exactly, showing you that he got that swag, that he got that confidence in him. Look, I'm black and beautiful. What you gonna do, sister? Go ahead.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem,
Mm-hmm.
as the tents of Kedar.
As the tents of what?
Kedar.
As the tents of Qadar. Does anybody know what that word means?
Mighty, sorry, Kedar. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Probably either mighty or dark.
Mighty or what?
Dark.
Exactly. Qadar means dark. So that's showing you that he is a black man. These are the key words that you need to look up before, these so-called white Jews saying, yeah, I'm from the tribe of Judah. Ask them where the other 11 tribes at then. They ain't gonna answer. They're gonna say, well, we're all one. It's not one tribe. It's 12 tribes. You can find this in Genesis, the 49th chapter. You can find it in Revelation 7 and 4 to 8. And you can also find it in Revelations 21 and 12. Tell you it was 12 names on 12 gates, showing you that the so-called white man is not a Jew at all. How you going to claim you're a Jew but you don't know your own history? You saying there's one tribe, but the Bible telling you 11 tribes. That's why I say we rather obey God rather than men, which means we rather obey the Most High by going into the Bible and knowing what the scriptures say. That's why it's so pertinent that you know these scriptures. And not only that, you know the Hebrew connected to the scriptures. Go ahead.
Quick thing I want to point out, sir. Another thing showing that he's Judah or black is right down in the same thing, Psalms of Solomon 1 and 10 and 11. They're showing they're wearing fronts. They got gold chains.
Exactly.
They got.
Exactly. It says that he shall read it for me real quick.
This is Psalm Solomon 1 and 10, real quick. Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels.
Thy teeth shall be comely with rows of jewels. Thy teeth shall be beautiful with rows of jewels. You know the fronts that the brothers be wearing? You ever see a white boy wear it like that? Not unless he's trying to be like you, which that's what Jewish means. Trying to be like, pertaining to a falsehood, a facsimile, trying to be like, but are not authentic, are fake. That's what ish means. Just like that show Blackish, which means they try to be black, but they are black like, which means they white as hell, but they try to act black.
Like the Psalm of Solomon 1 and 5. Can we read that right?
From Psalm 1:5 copy.
I think the ending be getting me like how people pronounce the ending. Some of them be like we not cut off, but like it be silent sometimes.
It's like I was trying to look at "O ye daughters."
Oh,
It's
these
just the
daughters.
word a lot. It was like bad. I was trying to find it on the chart. Yeah, it don't look like.
Matter of fact, do some of y'all got the Blue Letter Bible on y'all phone?
I'm gonna look at that.
All right, so somebody let me hold it for a second. Yeah, it's Song of Solomon 1:5. Ra, Aniyah, Wanawa, Wabanwa, which means daughters, Wabanwa. Yasha'ali, Kalahalia, Quadar. That's the word that you want to look for, Quadar, which is Qadar, Quadar, which means dark. So when Solomon said, I am black and comely, he was saying, I am dark. So that means Solomon was saying, I'm not no white boy. I'm black and beautiful, sis. James Brown was saying the same thing in the 70s. Now, how is something from So how is something coming from back then is up until now making it so relevant? James Brown said, I'm black and I'm proud. Solomon said, I'm black and beautiful. So they're showing you there's a thing that's been going on with us having a problem within ourselves. And in fact, do somebody have that board? The what? Yeah.
That first word is Psalm of Solomon 1 and 5, but that'd be Shekawara.
The first word in Psalm of Solomon 1 and 5. Shekah. And in the Hebrew, we read from right to left. We read from right to left. Quadar. That would be a qua, a da, and a ra, which means dark.
could, sir, so you sort of, I mean, I know how to do it, they might not know how to connect us, like to separate them and put them together.
Most definitely. The only one that don't have the connectors is the Assyrian Hebrew, but in the ancient, it's connected, so you would have to connect the end of it. What I read at the top was the Assyrian. What I read at the bottom was the ancient. You can pass this around.
You know, so, I'll let you know, I had stuff that I was talking about. What?
Anybody got any questions?
Um,
Go ahead.
You gonna read, you gonna be ready, didn't you? You want me to,
Well, we can read it again.
you can? Oh, God. Good.
Matter of fact, somebody had the Blue Letter Bible on their phone to be able to read that.
What's that?
Blue Letter Bible. So what we're going over in Song of Solomon 1 and 5, not only proving that the scripture is right, and we're telling you that Solomon was a black man, but Solomon himself saying he was a black man. And that certain word which I had read on that board is showing you the significant word in there to let you know that that scripture, that Solomon was a black man.
You want us to read that on the blue?
Using the alphabet to read the word. You have a lot of prophets in the Bible that are black, especially Jesus Christ himself, aka Yahushua HaMashiach. Like I said, all this leads up to be able to understand, do the Sabbath service, do our high holy days, to break the words down and be able to understand it. So what I read up here was in the Assyrian, which is the word for dar, and I read in the ancient on the bottom for dar, which means dark. So in that scripture, when you see Songs of Solomon 1 and 5, when you see the word for dark, Solomon telling you what color he is, straight off of that. But also, you have another word which actually do mean black.
Okay.
Let's see the mic stand. Where the mic stand at?
Can everybody hear me? We also have another word that means actually black, which is the word shakawar in the Hebrew. So the first letter in it is Sha. The other is Ka. You have a Wa and a Ra. Sha, Ka, Wa. Means black. So if I'm saying my skin is black, the word that I would use is shakawar or kodar. So it's actually talking about what color is this? Because we have words in the Hebrew which means a certain color, like you got adawam. Now, if anybody here that don't know, adawam is the color red. And when you read about Esau in Genesis 25 and 25, they tell you Esau came out red all over like a hairy garment. So the word that you will see there is adawam, which means red. Yeah. So look at that. So since you have the chart, can you recite the alphabet?
I, ba, da, da, ha, wa, da, ka.
Yeah, that CHAA is like a guttural sound in the back of your throat. Ka.
Ka,
It's a hard ka.
ka,
Mm-hmm.
ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I,
I.
I,
Mm-hmm.
I, pi,
Pa.
pa, za, ta, za,
Yeah, tazah.
gua,
Mm.
ra, sha, ba.
Get a brother a hand. After a while, it starts getting easier the more you recite it and the more that you write it down. Like, every brother names means something according to his spirit and according to his characteristics. Like when the Most High give you a name through Commanding GEN.YAHANNA, your name is significant. And even if another brother have your name or has that same first name, your name means something about you, which tell a tale about you. What you was trying to write? I gotta show you.
Let's get the characters, let's get some Hebrew going in there.
Let's do some characters. So if for anybody that has paper, since you have the Hebrew chart in front of you,
Let's get highlights on, let's get that.
that's that. Yeah, let me hold that.
Let me get triumph in the blue letter Bible on your phone. The word triumph. That's what Alazar means.
Exactly.
You get the word triumph from the blue letter Bible app or online on your phone. Let's get some Hebrew on, Bardown.
Come on,
Let's
cousin.
read some Hebrew.
All right. Matter of fact, we're gonna start at the beginning of reading the Hebrew, which is Genesis 1:1.
Let me get triumph first.
Come on, cousin.
It's not going to read it. You got your back one? Try it. It's going to be good. Nice change.
It's like we got a triumph in our Psalms 25:2.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
You go and read it anyway.
Psalms 25 chapter 25 verse 2. Oh my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not mine enemies triumph over me.
Triumph over me. Now, scroll down. You shall find it in the Hebrew. Or hit the, where it says tool, next to that verse, it should pop up in the Hebrew.
Cause I got it in the Hebrew. You want me to read it?
I ain't got it on slide.
Because especially in the Old Testament, it's very significant to hook up the Hebrew characters with what's being read, so that you know that these keywords are what's being played out in the Hebrew. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, that's the thing. All right. So if you got it, in your Blue Letter Bible app on your phone, can somebody go over the first word with, to match up the letters with what's being read in the first word of, Psalms 25:2.
The lion, Elohim.
There you go.
Exactly.
Amen.
What does Elohim mean?
What's that? The power. Right.
Exactly, you got it. Elohim means the powers. Yam making it plural. Elohim, which means power. Means the host of that, the most high, the host of heaven, the power.
Right.
So,
What makes it plural?
the yam at the end. Y-A-M, yam.
Okay.
Like if I say Barak Yam, it's not that I'm blessing this one brother, but because y'all here, I'm blessing many of them.
Okay.
Or a thumb, a thumb.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
The yum is masculine, plural. We'll get into that and see what other spots as we advance. Masculine plural is your thumb, and masculine feminine is thumb, or yan, or the knot at the end. Those that speak Spanish might be more familiar with that. Masculine and feminine characters.
Exactly, because if you was on Spanish, you would have hermano, which means brother, or you got reina, which means sister. So you see where you get a masculine form and then a feminine form. So the first word that the brother said was Elohim. which is,
The verse is chapter 2.
Psalms 25:2. Can somebody read the second word? Go ahead.
But
Almost, but not quite. Look real careful. It's the ending. It's a long ending. Go ahead.
Baka.
Exactly. Baka or Bak.
That's all you gotta do. Sound it out. You read Hebrew right now. That's what you're doing. Oh yeah. And then it's just, what's gonna happen is you just gonna know what that character sounds like, and you just gonna be sounding out words. That's all it is. Just like English.
Exactly. Can somebody do the third word for me? Come on, Kyle. Somebody use the third word in there for me?
We in Psalms up.
Hold on. 25:2.
25.
Come on, Kyle. Psalms 25:2.
Where are we?
Third word.
Let's get that first character. What's that first character? Everybody know? Everybody got a language sheet? Everybody got an alphabet sheet? Let's get that first letter. That's how we do it. Go ahead, out is up.
Ba.
Come.
Exactly.
Everybody know the next character? In terms of button. So, that's
Exactly.
correct. That's brother. Next character.
Be careful on the sound.
You got it?
I'm just trying to find that, just download that.
We in Psalms 25:2, all right? Let's get that next character. We got the ba, we got the ta, and what's the next character? Somebody else. Also. We got the ba and we got the ta already. What's the next character in that third word? It looked like one, but it ain't.
God. God.
Who said that?
Okay.
It's a cup.
Which
God.
one?
God.
Is it soft or hard?
That's the heart.
Correct.
God.
Ka.
The one coming right here, right.
One C-H-A-A. Cup. Alright? So we got the ba, the ta, the ka. Anybody know what's next? That's a ba. That's the da. That's a da. Not correct. It can be confusing, that da and that ka, they look alike.
Okay.
But as you roll along, you'll pick it up. Good.
That unlike ka, that hard sound, that has a little hook on the end.
Right.
Go ahead, so what's the last letter in that word?
Yeah.
Is that ya? So we got a ba, we got a ta, we got a ka, we got a tha, and a ya. So start putting it together. You got it done?
Copy.
He always got it. He always got it. He always got
Y'all
it.
got it, but there is some of the characters are connected. Some of the characters are connected. So, but you said it, if there was all disconnected. He got it. That's it. That's not. So we did the first, the second, and the third word in Hebrew. So does anybody know how to do the first, the second, and the third together? How it should be? Now, we said what the first one was, which is we got Allah, Aha, and Yah. Go ahead.
Alahaya,
Mm-hmm.
Alahaya, Ba, Alahaya, Ba, Bar, Bara, Alahaya, Bara, Alahaya, Bara, Hatakai,
You almost got it. You almost got it. But that second word you got word.
Ba, Bata,
What is it?
Bata,
Bata ka.
Almost.
Bata, Kapia,
Bata ka.
Yeah, that's the end of it. You got, some got the end of it on the third word. About to copy that. But we gotta get that second word in Psalms 25:2.
okay, the second word would be Bara, Bara,
Anybody else want to try? Look at this. Look at the length of it. Look at the length of it. You can look on your paper. Almost. But what's the first one in the second letter? The second word? Baka. Or you can say bak. Because it's not the hard sound. It wouldn't be bak. It would be bak. Mm-hmm.
So Baka, is that right or wrong?
Not
No.
baka, but bak.
Ba, because you gotta cut the A off.
Mhm. And plus, when you notice it, and it's the long ending on it, which is the KA. Bak. Mhm. So, anybody know the first word?
Alahaya,
Mm-hmm.
Alahaya Bak,
Uh-huh.
Alahaya Bak, Bataka,
Batakathia. There you go. We'll stop right This is what you gotta do to learn the Hebrew. You gotta be interactive with it, you understand? You gotta open up these apps, you gotta open up this Tanakh, you gotta look at that Hebrew language sheet. I'm telling you, I'm especially y'all troopers that got that test. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. This is how it get done, you dig? And then also a whole bunch of writing. Oh, yeah, a whole bunch of writing. That's another thing. Exactly. But you gotta do this. You gotta look at it. And when it comes to every service, you're gonna get called up. Oh yeah. You're gonna get called up, and you're gonna have to perform. You understand? Okay. The water, sir. Exactly. The same way that we. The same way. Oh, go ahead.
Do we have a sheet?
You can have the sheet. You can have the sheet up here, and the bug gonna help you. He's gonna hang on the drum. I promise you. The same way we had to learn. Guess what? It's your turn now. Through
General Q, Captain Osh, and so on. Yeah, it was painstaking at first, but then when I started to recognize and look and match it up, and I started going home and sounding it out and studying, and I read for him one day, I asked Captain Osh, I said, I want to be at the speed that you at. And one day I kept on working on it, and then he was like, you are at the speed I am. I was like, what? I'm telling you, General Q, Captain Osh, all the generals, all the captains over me, amazing. Amazing. They're put in with hard work and study, be apt to teach. So when you at that point that you can flow through it, it feels natural. That's why it's called holy tongue, because it feels natural.
And don't be discouraged. You're gonna get to a point where you're gonna be up here teaching the Hebrew language class. You understand? That's the point you're gonna get to. But everybody started here going over each character by character by character, sounding it out, understanding where the connectors go, even when there's no connectors. You understand? That's how it starts here. You understand? Coming up here, following along while the head priest of the Sabbath service is reading, and you're following along. You're following along in this area. You understand? This is how you learn. And also in your free time, you want to write that alphabet up. You want to write it in the ancient, then in the Syrian, then the ancient, then the Syrian, then the ancient, then the Syrian, until it becomes second nature. And then you're not going to need the alphabet sheet. You understand?
And the captain can tell you, I'll sit there and write it at any time. I'll just be chilling, sitting with brothers. Hey, I get it in my spirit. Let me go ahead and write this. I done written the alphabet, I don't know how many times. I got papers lying around with the alphabet on it. So that's how much effort you have to put into learning. Oh yeah, I left a couple. It's a lot, sir. I left a couple pages in your basement. It's a lot. I just sit there and just start writing it out. All right, so let's get to the fourth word. The fourth word.
I got one under my chair right there. You got a different shit. You got a joint from before.
I do have it.
What's the same?
What? I can't wait to get my back.
Come on. So what we have? Anybody got that first character?
It's a lot, sir. It's a lot.
La. That's it. What's the
That
word?
would be
That's it. That's right.
Sound price. Yeah, because you got the AH and the La, which is the LA. So ow.
So when you get that and they got that dash right there, both of those letters go together, right? So you got to
Exactly.
sound them together.
No, don't
No,
focus
not
on the
necessary.
dashes. Don't focus on the dashes and the dots. That's the white man garbage.
Okay.
But it's ow.
Okay, ow.
Mm-hmm.
Then the third letter would be ba, and that would be Abba, Za, Shaham.
Try one more time.
Abba, Za, Shah.
That's not a Z.
That's not a Za.
That's not a Z.
It's
It
not
look
a
like
Z.
one. It look like one, but it ain't a Z. Look a little closer.
Oh.
Anybody else want to know more? One more time. That's not. It's Allah. Then the second part is Ba. You got that part right. What you got? It's a word.
Abawa.
That's right. Go ahead.
Abawasha. Abawasha.
Exactly.
The
You
H is
got it.
silent at the end.
Most High in Christ, get that brother hand.
You will take all the accents to Austin. You know, the younger men, some work.
Exactly. Everybody got to put in that work. Everybody have to work this for their own selves. You know, it's good to have brothers study with you. That way you get a sense of where you need to be. Also, when you have nobody with you, it's good to work it out for yourself too. That's how you get good in it. That's how you can flow with the reading and everything. So far, we got the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth word.
Right.
So can somebody go over the first word in Psalms 25 and 2 for me? As many of the words that you think you have.
Anybody want to take a stab at it? Two rounds up.
Elahayim. Elahayim. Elahayim.
Alahaya.
Elahayah.
Elahaya. Go
Ba.
ahead.
Right.
But Shaka.
The ba.
Ba.
It's a ta.
Bata. Bata.
It's a ka. So ba, a ta, and a ka.
Bata. But
What's a ka?
the ka.
You got it.
Ka.
The last character on that.
Ka.
With a little swoop at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the ka. Go ahead. Was the first character.
Ba.
Wow. We already did, but the copy. Exactly. Fourth word. In Psalms 25 and 2, the fourth word. 1, 2, 3, 4.
But Ow.
Yeah, you had it. Ow.
Ow.
No sound praise. Give that brother a hand.
You got it.
Y'all are earning this. Believe
You reading Hebrew, right? That's what you're doing.
God.
Oh yeah. Yeah, fake Christian church ain't doing this. Cats out here that call themselves Hebrew Israelites ain't doing this. Call themselves Hebrew Israelites. Hebrews in the name. Talking about Hebrew. The Hebrew don't matter. No, listen, it matters.
Very much.
You know, tongue matters. And we want to learn that all the time.
Exactly.
They're up there talking some Yiddish garbage.
Exactly.
This bad, man.
And you know the bad thing about it, sir? Even Family Guy makes fun of that when they talking in Yiddish. Stewie Griffin said, yeah, they got something called I mean, it's
a
stupid.
joke. It's a joke.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon.
Wow. You probably want to help them out. Yeah, you got to be talking about on the pool. We on 1, 2, 3, 4. We on 5 now. 5th one. So
You can't take all the answers,
that's Allah. Allah.
You can't take all the answers.
It's owl.
Please.
It's owl. It's Allah. Yeah. Okay, you down. Okay, I see where you at. Okay, hold on.
That's a good word number.
You at 6. You at 6.
Oh, sorry.
You're right.
So I'm right after the dash.
You're right after the dash.
Okay. So it's Abawasha.
That's it.
It's it.
Abawasha.
Abawasha.
The her is silent.
No sign Christ. Give that brother a hand.
Nuts.
Anybody there can try it. You want to give a stab at it, brother?
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
You
Oh.
got it. Out. What's up?
All right. Now, right after that dash, what do we have? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Almost, but not quite. Yeah. I tells why.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, big priest.
No, real quick. What's the key word in this? Key word in it is Isla. It's Isla. Isla to Za, which is another way to say triumph.
Say who?
Which is another way to say triumph.
Triumph.
Yes.
Oh, that's
But there's like things on the front and the end of it.
Island Tazawa.
Mm-hmm.
That's your name.
Triumphant.
Yeah.
See, this word is saying triumphant. His name is Triumph.
What concept?
The key word in there is Isla. Isla to Za.
Exactly.
That's
So
the key
you-
word in there.
Island Tazawa. All right, so you know what? This way I was Salakia, sir. This is where I was getting mixed up at is those two letters like together, the Za and Wa. The one, see the dot on the side of the Wa?
Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
Don't worry
pay-
about that.
Don't worry about none of
That's
them dots,
Esau
none of them
garbage.
dashes.
All right, because that's what I was trying to decipher right there, was because both of them are like that, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
one has
don't,
the slash and dash, and one is just a straight.
Don't even worry
yeah,
about it.
don't worry about none of that. Worry about where the ending, what's the word, and then the ending to it, if it has an ending. That's what counts. Those dots and slashes don't mean anything.
No. What I'm saying is, one is written like a line and then a line,
Yep.
but one is a line like that.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So one's just a line and a line,
You got a
and one's just a
differentiate.
straight line.
You got a differentiate between two.
Right, that's what I was trying to do.
That's all it is. Like certain characters gonna look similar, like the th and the k.
Yeah,
They look similar. You just gotta have that eye. That's all it is. But what's another one, Gabar? You got the wa and the za. Sometimes a little funky. You just gotta keep an eye on it. Or some of the endings, the ka and the na ending.
You got the I and the tazah. The tazah is an ending. Can be either a regular letter in the word or an ending. Cause see, you look on your paper, you see the endings right there. And usually in the Hebrew, when it becomes an ending, that is longer than the other words. And that's how you can tell what's an ending and what's not. Just like you got the ending, just like you got ma that might be in a word. Look on your paper, you see ma, right? As regular. Then you go to the ending, you see it as a box. That's how you know that when it's the box, it comes at the end of a word. When it's regular, it comes in a word. Go ahead.
So it's like, it's the Assyrian. The Assyrian is the one that's confusing when they look alike. In the ancient, everything is different. Like you can tell with every sound, every letter. There's a lot of like, I'm looking at Y, K, and N. I don't look like in the Assyrian.
They got slightly.
They look similar. That's what I was saying earlier. But they got, if you look closely, they're slightly different, each one of them. You understand? And I specifically pointed out the thud and the cut because I feel like me personally, and the the cut, and the thud, they look exactly like. If you go over it too fast, you're like, hold up, that's a huh, that's a cut, that's a thud. You understand? That's the serial for you. Okay? That's it. But you gotta learn it, nigga. You gotta learn that. And, you know, you just gotta look at it, take your time with it. Like, okay, this is what it is. That's all it is. And it ain't no rush. It ain't no rush. And if you're rushing, some cats mess up. So, sometimes if you're in too much of a rush, you mess up, you slip over. You know what I'm saying? You miss it. Go ahead.
Right, for test purposes, right?
Go ahead.
If I was just to write the characters down on the test,
Right.
that was
Yeah.
write the characters down first.
You know, do whatever you want to do. You gotta come to me about that after class. That's kind of like confidential information.
Oh, come on.
You gotta be out
It's a wild question.
Oh,
the internet live.
Right.
That's a lot.
You trying to really do it.
But we'll get to that. You got something else?
Yeah, you basically have to look at the characters very, very closely so that you won't get confused. Because like the captain said, some of them look very similar, so you have to know when and where. Because some words in the Hebrew, as I have read, the captains before me and so on, some words are so long, you be looking at it like, I don't even want to try it. But it does your best to try it. And once you try it, you'll start figuring out what that word is and where the endings and what's in the middle that make that whole word whole. You know what I'm saying? But
You'll start to see words that you've seen before that you understand is the root word. It could be brothers' names in the school. That's the root word is Ayash, and then it said what in the beginning. So it's what Ayash or yeah Ayash or something like that. Right. You'll see words that you say on the regular in the Bible. You understand that you might hear, amongst Israel in the Bible. And you'll see those little characters in front of it like a wa or yeah, you'll see a lot in the beginning of words, or you'll see a wa at the end of a word. But as you go along, as you come up here on the Sabbath service and on the high holy days, and as you come to these Hebrew language classes, you are going to learn how to speak and read Hebrew and write Hebrew. You understand? So don't be discouraged. Trust and believe.
exactly, if I can do it, I know y'all can do it.
Actually, listen, Barda ain't wasn't raised in with people around him speaking Hebrew. You understand? None of the Joes was raised, everybody around him was speaking Hebrew. Everybody in the line.
Exactly. So
Everybody in the line.
exactly. So just how, you gotta start from somewhere. And knowing these basic things about the Hebrew is how you get good at it, how you practice it. Just like when you greet another brother, that's practicing and saying it. But now, once you get good with the greeting and whatnot, you start to put the letters to what you're saying, and then it becomes the reading and the writing up.
We got the next word, the last word.
Mm-hmm. What's the ninth word? Eighth word. Now, be careful.
Be careful, because you got two letters in there that are the same, but it makes a different sound at the end. Go ahead. What that's about? You got it. Brother got it. No sign of Christ. Y'all. All right, I hear y'all. Because soon I'll go ahead and be sitting back just to correct. That's it.
If I could, there's no connectors there, but you knew that's what it was, though. Exactly, it comes with time. Exactly, it comes with time.
I'm asking. I just learned.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm going to take a stab at the last.
The very, very last one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but Lord, yeah, you down there saying Levi.
Yeah, Levi. You heard that, right?
Yeah, that would be Lord. That would be Lord.
Yeah.
But that is
Yeah.
So let me ask a question. Do anybody have it enough to do at least about 2 or 3 words?
Yeah.
But yeah. Everybody online, y'all should be following along in the Hebrew. Anybody online, you should be following along in the Hebrew. You want to, the easiest way to do that is to, you can go online and you can download the app, Blue Letter Bible. You can just go online on your phone, blueletterbible.com. Or if you have a Tanakh, get your Tanakh out. Something you want to definitely invest in for the Hebrew language class. Also, you want to get a Hebrew alphabet sheet from the school. You want to email I.S.U.P.K. at hotmail.com and request a Hebrew alphabet sheet. You can also go on ISUPK.com. I believe it's there as well. All right. So you want to follow along that way. It's the easiest way. That's all.
The water, sir. Yes. So can somebody do the first 3 or the first 2?
25 and 3 now?
Come on. Yeah, we will be at 25 and 3. I want to make sure that they have down what we already run. Okay. Who had their hand raised? Go ahead.
Elohim. Bye.
Take off the mic.
Elohim. Elohim. Oh, Elohim.
Hold up a second. Look at what you read. Look at the characters. Slow down. It's not a rush. It's not a test or nothing. No. What's the last character on that first word? That's a ma. The last character on the first word. Try again. Black. We in Psalms 25 and 2.
Yeah, the last word on the third.
Are we on the first word or are we on the last word?
We on the first word.
We're on the
First
first
lot. Oh, we starting over, right?
Yeah.
Line 2. Okay.
Psalms chapter 25, verse 2. First word, last character.
Yeah. The very first word in Psalms 25.
You know we read it from right to left, right? Let me jump down this here. You got a Allah, and a Ha. What's that last character?
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah. Which
Yeah.
is right here. That's it.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it.
Okay.
You gotta find it. You gotta find it on the chart.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're doing in the Hebrew is you matching it up with what's on the paper. So once you can do that and sound it out, you'll actually, if you can catch it in your ear, you'll actually sound out the whole word. All right, so what's the first word in Psalms 25:2? Alahaya, Most High Christ. Somebody do the second letter. I mean the second word. What?
Bach.
Ka. Ka. That's a ba and a ka. Bak. Someone do the third letter, the third word.
Batavia.
Ka. You got it. Batakathia. Correct. The fourth one. Exactly. Ow. Correct. The fifth one. Go ahead.
Abu Shah.
You had it.
Abu Shah.
Abu Shah.
Abu Shah.
Ka. The sixth one. Anybody? Exactly. I'll again. The seventh one. Is somebody? What is it?
Yeah, Allah. Yeah, Allah. Yeah, Allah. Yeah, Allah.
Almost. Almost.
Yeah, Allah.
You almost got it.
Yeah, Allah.
You almost got it. You almost got it.
You're not.
Yeah, it's his name, but you got say it out. I can't just.
Yeah, Allah.
Almost. It's almost. It's almost. You like that hungry lion, get ready to rip that meat because you that close to it.
Yeah. Wow.
Almost. Almost.
Go ahead. Yeah, Allah Tazawah.
Yeah, I'll tell you why.
Yeah, Allah Tazawah.
Okay. All right. So the next one.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. Okay. I was looking at the wrong letter. Okay.
And you hit this one right on the nose, my thumb. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. La.
What What is it?
Yeah.
You getting it? Con. You got the first two in that word. See one more time. It's not a car. It got that little. It almost looked like a car, but it got that little line in it.
La ya, la ya.
A la.
You know, second to last word.
Yeah, we on the second to last word. Car.
Oh, it's la. I'm sorry.
That's the word he looked before. Yeah.
Yabia, correct. So what's the last one?
La ya.
Correct.
All right.
I don't.
Let me get, we run out of time. I'm gonna get one more scripture. This is a little bit more on it. Because we was getting triumph. But I understand because he asked initially. Let me get Psalms 94:3. Get Psalms 94:3. And we're going, it don't say islands up, I got the entire root word in it. The islands are what? You're going to see a lot of yas in the beginning of the words, and you're going to see a lot of was at the beginning of the words and at the end of the words. Follow along in the Tanakh or the, all right, you got it in English? Go ahead.
Psalm 94:3. Lord, how long shall the wicked triumph?
How long shall the wicked triumph? You understand? So let's go ahead and read the Hebrew translation. For time's sake, you want to go ahead and get it? Let me go ahead. Let me take a stab at it. What is it? Eid, but the Yah, Roshayim, Yahweh, Eid, but the Yah, Roshayim, and this last word is Ya'ilazawah, and the root word is Ilazah, which is triumph, which is your name. That's how you spell your name. You just take that, you'll take that Yah and that Wah, but it's I, La, and it's up.
I, not a but a I.
I. Don't say Ilazah, Ilazah, the I.
So what the captain had just went over was I, Mathiah, Rishayim, Yahweh, I, Mathiah, Rishayim, Ilazawah. Ilazawah. So that's what it takes. It takes study and for you to recognize the words. We got time. Go ahead.
So ours would be, you take that first, from the Y to N.
But at after the za, after that za,
You take the Y off.
you take the y off and put a ha. I was
So
Yeah, I told you it wasn't I, it was I. That's why he was like, I ain't gonna lead you wrong. I can't. Not in here. The most I will have my head for that. I ain't trying to make Abba mad.
Got anything else, boy?
What time is it, sir? Let's get Genesis 1:1.
right. Could somebody break the first word? Go ahead.
Ra.
You got a letter before that, right?
Select.
I actually memorized this for some reason.
Who is it come?
Bara, Shaya, Sa. What do you have? We had Genesis what?
Genesis 1 and 1
Okay, all right.
in the
Bara,
beginning.
Bara, Shaya, Sa.
I put it to you like this. It's so significant. What's in the first word of Genesis is what the name is for Genesis.
Bara.
I can't believe I had to memorize this.
Bara, Shaya, Shaya,
You
Shaya,
Yeah.
Barashia, Barashia, Barashia,
Baraash.
Baraash,
Baraash. Yeah.
Baraash, Baraash.
Ba is okay. The in the shah is connected, and the ra in the tha is connected. Baraash. Yaf.
Baraash, Yah,
Bara'ashya.
Baraash, Yah,
Yes, in the beginning.
Yah, Baraash, Yah,
Okay, so you got the first one?
Barah,
You almost got it.
Baraash,
Almost got
Yah, Barah, Allah, Barah,
You getting it though. You getting it. You almost got it. Look at it closely. You have a ba, you have a ra, you have a sha, a ya, and a tha.
Baraash, Yah.
You got it. Bara'ashya, which means in the beginning. Is that? It threw you off because if you was looking at it in Tanakh, you'll see that big letter right there, but you think it might not go with the word, but because of that first letter, which makes the whole word. So Bara'ashah means the beginning, or in the beginning.
The next word is the same word for that.
Almost, but not quite. Even though it might look like it, it has a different meaning.
Barah, Barah,
Almost.
Barah,
What you say?
Barah,
Bara'ah. So now we got Bara'ashah, Bara'ah. And the second one, it's a good word.
Ayin.
He got it. He yes. So, you sure you want to be up there? All right, come, get that man a hand. He hit that right on the nose. So now we got Bara'ashah, Bara'ah, Alahayim. What's the next one? What is it? That's right. Correct. Get that man a hand. So what's the because we run out of time, but what's the last word on the top line?
Okay.
Hashemayim.
What you said?
Hashemayim.
Hashemayim come, which means what? Which means the heavens. Fine. So we got Bara Asha, Bara Alahayim, Ad Hashemayim.
Where we at in the Hebrew for tomorrow? You got it
I don't have it on me. I got it written at home.
on?
Everything that I need.
You know, Saturday service tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. The new same spot. This the official I.S.U.P.K building. Oh yeah, this the official I.S.U.P.K building. The brothers online don't know. We are located in Baltimore, Maryland, 3428 Eastern Avenue is the official I.S.U.P.K Baltimore building. Understand? We will be holding classes from here on out. You know what I'm saying? Lord allow. All right. So with that, we're gonna wrap up the class. We're gonna get these security announcements. All right. Clap it up. Clap it up. Can I get your camera on, bro?
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of General Yohanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18, verse 21, and Malachi 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. Remind Akim and Akwathian to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf.
So with that, we're going to do we gotta do one courage salute to the teacher.
We're gonna give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Bit of visual Amayim. Amayim Shabbat. Amayim Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat Thumb.
Yahweh Matah. Class is missed.